right in the middle of a conversation, she go, I'm gonna have to go. And she ran out and she came back 10 minutes later and she was like, oh my God, I think I released a whole load of stuff. And today is going to be an exciting video to share with you because I am going to reveal some of the insider secrets of the work that I do. The work that I do with clients to go straight to our subconscious mind to rapidly help us in whatever goals that we have. Unlike a lot of the things like diets and diet pills and strategies and all done made for you stuff, it's harnessing what we all already have. The subconscious mind is like a loyal servant. It's your best buddy. It's your best mate. It's your girlfriend. It's the best friends forever. It's like Santa Claus. It just wants to give you everything that you want infinitely. When we allow our subconscious mind to resolve our problems, often we get the release of where we get stuck. Just like that. It's like discovering germs for the first time. Before germs were discovered, people would die in the hospitals because doctors would be operating with dirty hands. Then patients were going in just needing like a small operation, not die from whatever it is they were suffering from, but they would die because they got contaminated and all the germs that was being collected from the past patients would be passed on to open wounds, and that was the cause of people dying. Once doctors and the hospitals and the medical science discovered these little bitty germs that you can't see, then there was no going back. And when we allow our subconscious mind to resolve our problems, it's like discovering germs for the first time. You cannot go back. And it's not like a magic pill. It is learning how to access the parts of our minds that is responsible for 95% of our actions and behaviors. I mean, when you find out how we work, why do we waste so much time trying to do everything on a conscious level, which really is only responsible for 5% of our actions and behaviors? I'm not dismissing our conscious side. In actual fact, they're both equally as good. We need both of them because the conscious part of us is an amazing part, because this is where we get excited. We get to dream about what we want. What do we want to achieve in this one life of ours? So today, like I said, I'm going to reveal one of the the behind the doors, some of the top secrets of what I do for a living, and that is helping people release all the stuff that we have been hardwired, conditioned to believe, that holds us back from our true selves. And then we allow the subconscious mind to show us the path to wherever it is that we want. So here are the different ways our subconscious mind talks: by blinking, by sighing, by looking like in the distance. You'll probably notice that when somebody asks you a question and you don't know straight away, what do? You look, don't you? You look to the side. That's the subconscious mind searching for data. And we know this in like Crime Watch or in films. If you've seen any of those crime films, that you have people specifically reading criminals to see if they're lying, because one way they're telling the truth, one way they're like looking creatively to find the answers. So that's the subconscious mind talking, but we don't even realize we're doing it, but we do it all the time. One of those things my clients experience when the subconscious mind is talking and is resolving and it's releasing, when we're getting really, really close to the source of the issue. And also when the subconscious mind is busy working to resolve it. So it's yawning a lot. If you're one of my clients right now, let me know in the comments if you could say, yes, Mel, I can remember yawning like crazy when I was working with you. That's why I don't always believe you need to know on a conscious level what the root cause is. For a long time, when I was practicing a method, a traditional hypnosis method, I always believed that you needed to know the reason why you have a problem. But because our subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of our actions and behaviors, what I realized is that we don't need to know what the cause is to benefit from the transformation. As long as we're clear what the result that we want, we can allow the subconscious mind to do its thing to resolve it. And then just like realizing germs, then we can't see the problem anymore. It's crazy. It baffles me, but it just works. And when I'm saying the subconscious mind is talking right now, I'm saying it's random stuff when you don't always do it. And I remember when I was getting really, really close, and I know that I'm really aligned to my intentions, and my subconscious mind is saying, yeah, you're going the right path, is that I'd cough, or one of those things that I'd have a really itchy nose, really like, oh, I can't stop itching my nose. That's another sign that my subconscious mind is saying, yes, Mel, you carry on. That's the right direction. Another is sudden movements. I've had clients who have these little itches. A lot of the trauma specialists, they say that it's releasing trauma from the body, but all I know is that the subconscious mind knows exactly what it needs to do. This is very typical with a lot of hypnosis, but instead of me forcing hypnosis onto people like the old stage thing and the old traditional hypnosis, is that hypnosis happens automatically when we get to the source of the issue, when the mind is busy trying to find the information where the mind has decided to go into the reservoir of our minds to find the answers and to fix it. Another thing that is very, very common, that sometimes my clients can barely open their eyes, that they lose the ability to speak, and they're there just wanting to just be quiet. They know it's worth it, because at the end of them closing their eyes and allowing themselves to relax, they know that they're gonna get what they want. They're going to get the freedom that they want. They're going to overcome whatever it is that they want. Yeah, anything like I was not aware about this, and I was actually getting the stuff that I want, which is like attracting narcissistic boyfriends, attracting bad boys, struggling with my weight, always blowing my money, fighting with my family, fighting with my friends, being burnt out at work, doing the jobs that I hated. Little did I know, I was actually commanding my mind to do that, because I didn't even realize it was listening to everything that I was saying. Just like, oh, I hate my job. It doesn't know whether hate is a bad word. If you imagine our subconscious mind is like an alien, doesn't know any concepts. It doesn't know what's good or bad. So when we're there going, I hate my body, it just thinks, well, this is the image that I have of myself. So this is what I'm going to repeat all the time. Anyway, continuing, another way the subconscious mind speaks to us is laughing. It's so funny with my work as well, because laughing in an everyday thing, yeah, if you find it funny, but sometimes where you hear people who laugh at funerals because they're nervous, that's the subconscious mind trying to cope with that situation. People laugh when they had an aha moment. With the work that I do with my clients, laughing is a very good sign that we're getting too close to the source. So anyway, we're only halfway there. Another sign that the subconscious mind is talking is tapping, with the fingers or with the tipsy, like tapping without realizing, fidgeting, repeating certain words, especially if I miss it. And it will keep repeating the same thing until we resolve or until we do something about it. Another common thing that the subconscious mind does, and that comes up with my clients all the time, especially when we're getting close to the cause of the problem, or if it's resolving and it's ready to release, is that they'll start to feel physical movement in their body, whether they start to get a sore throat, whether they start to feel achy in their chest, whether it's like having tingles in their fingers, or they feel their head is getting lighter. I had one binge eating client. She said she felt like tingling all the way up in her head. It's almost like that whatever the problems that she was having, it was getting sucked up in a vacuum cleaner, and she could feel it coming out of her head, and she felt like her head was like in a cone. And it's so bizarre, honestly. Once you start to understand the subconscious mind, it is a completely different world, and it's so funny as well, because we're not used to communicating like this. We're just communicating, just talking, don't we? But little do we know, it's doing something. And that's probably why we often feel like we're a victim to our lives, because we don't realize the kind of things that affect us all the time. We feel the shock, we feel the pain, we feel the emotion, and we just keep taking it in. Unless we know how to release some of the stuff, it kind of gets quite overwhelming. And before we know it, we're having illnesses. Before we know it, we're feeling tired, because our bodies, our minds are running all the time. And so unless we start learning the signs and listen to them and able to learn how to release some of the things that really are no good for us, it does hold us back from living the life that we desire. And part of that is really not being stressed out all the time, not being angry all the time, not feeling resentment all the time, not struggling all the time. Part of that is feeling free and relaxed and excited and feeling optimist of the things that we want. So anyway, moving on. Itching is a typical subconscious communication. One of the things that we are aware of, but we kind of we don't link it together. We don't make the connection. Like when I used to have cold sores all the time, I found I was getting cold sores when I was stressed, when I didn't have enough sleep, when I was anxious. A cold sore would come up. That's the subconscious mind just telling me to chill out. It's telling me to calm down, telling me to have enough rest, telling me to get away from the sun. It's talking to us, but we just don't see the sun. We just think, oh, it's a cold sore. What a pain in the ass to have it. And then we put some medication on. But I have managed to not have any cold sores now for God knows how long now. I can't remember the last time I had a cold sore, because of what I'm sharing with you, with all these videos, sharing with you how the minds work. Because once we know, we get to listen to it quickly and take action, we can even prevent things like cold sores coming up. And a lot of the time people have headaches, people feel tired, start yawning. One of the things, yawning, we feel tired, we need to rest. What do? We carry on scrolling at social media instead of going to bed early. Our subconscious mind is always talking to us. And the more that we learn how it affects our reality creation, the easier it is to create what we want, because once we move all those obstacles out the way, then it allows our minds to really expand and see everything that we need in order for us to create the reality we want. Because a lot of the stuff that we need and the subconscious mind knows that we need in order for us to create whatever it is being blocked by cold sore, stressing out, looking at our bodies, hating our bodies, being triggered by everyone. It's like trying to see a tropical island, but then we've got all this shit that we're doing in our minds, and it's creating this black fog in front of us, like a tornado, a storm, like the sea is going up in the air, and right behind there is our dream tropical island with blue skies and palm trees. But what we do with all this stuff where we're triggered, we're worrying about our body, we're worrying about to eat, we're like hating everybody. It's like creating that storm in front of us. How do we see the path to where our tropical island is when we're creating this carnage in front? So this is why I'm sharing these videos, because then by putting the pieces of the puzzle together, what we'll find is we'll have more control of where our lives end up. Everything that we experience, the subconscious mind knows we can deal with it, even if it's scary. That's why it's not about stopping the fear. It's not about stopping the pain. It's not about stopping anything. It's actually remembering that we are capable of anything we want, even despite the fear. And so the subconscious mind, with my client as an example, binge eating client, and we were obviously getting close to the source of why she was binge eating. And again, like I said, you don't have to know what caused the binge eating to overcome binge eating. And when we allow the subconscious mind to do what it needs to do, it can select out of all those different things that I said that the subconscious mind does. And this time it decided to literally release it. I can remember my client was going, oh my God, right in the middle of a conversation, she go, I'm gonna have to go. And she ran out, like we were doing like Zoom. And I literally sat there for about 10 minutes. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I hope she's okay. And she came back 10 minutes later and she was like, oh my God, I think I released a whole load of stuff. And when we reviewed back the beginning of the conversation, when she said she was struggling with the binge eating, how she didn't feel like she can cope, the transformation after she went to the toilet, it was like, I think I can do this. That's it. It was just discovering germs for the first time. Why would I want to binge again? It just doesn't make any sense anymore. If 95% of our actions and behaviors decided it's no longer a problem, then it's home free, girlfriend. And that's how our subconscious mind is so powerful when it comes to resolving our problems.